Welcome to Western Oregon Living. I'm your host, Sabrina Reese. Today we're welcoming back Tim Hicks from Connexus Conflict Management. Welcome to Western Oregon Living. I'm your host, Sabrina Reese, and today I'm here with Tim Hicks from Connexus Conflict Management. He's going to share with us some tools about how to deal with conflict in your everyday life.
Hey, thanks, Sabrina. It's good to be with you. We face conflicts in a lot of different areas, in our families, in our workplace, and there are some really pretty simple ideas that can help us deal with them better, because as the conflict happens, we kind of get further and further apart. But there's some simple concepts that can help people deal with conflict better. So I'm going to try and illustrate fairly succinctly two or three of them. One is what I call the distinction between positions and interests. Typically, when we're in a conflict, imagine, let's say, some parents in conflict with their daughter. Daughter's 15 years old. She wants to go to a party on Friday night, and she's saying, "Mom, Pop, I'll be home at 2 o'clock in the morning, no later." And the parents are saying, "No way, right? Midnight the latest." Those are their positions, and they can fight over those for a long time. But if they can shift off their positions, and this applies to any conflict, because we typically resort to our positions, our ideas of what should happen, what we need to happen, what we want to happen. But if we, and we'll just fight over those, but if we can move to our interests, what's really important to us, what do we want taken into account in any particular outcome, then if we ask the parents what their interests are in that situation, maybe they would say things like, our real interest is, the time's not so important, but is our daughter safe? Do we know where she is? Is she going to be able to finish her homework on the weekend, or is she going to be so wasted that she can't do that? Those are their interests. And the daughter's interests, if we, ask her, is, I want to be respected. I want to be trusted. I want to feel like I can take responsibility for my life, right? And so then if they're talking on that basis, then they can likely more easily come to an agreement about when she's going to come home and what's going to happen while she's at the party. Will she call them if she leaves the party? Anything like that, they can build some agreements. So that's a really important concept that can be applied to any situation. The other thing that I'd like to share with the audience is there's a way of looking at conflict and the importance of understanding what the source of a conflict is. So I'm going to put issues here. I'm going to put relationship.
Because everybody handles issues so differently, and there are so many healthy ways that you can resolve an issue. So definitely give Tim a call if you do have one, because this is an important tool for people to know.
Yeah, it's a shame when we allow conflicts, which are always going to happen, destroy or get in the way. Rather, we can actually use conflict to improve either a relationship or a system or a decision. So with this idea, imagine, let's say, a couple, and they're constantly fighting over, who's doing most of the housework. How come you're always leaving your towels on the bathroom floor, that kind of thing. How come I'm always, taking care of the kids when they're sick. Those are issues that they're fighting about. If actually the problem is how they're talking about the issues, that's a relational dimension. And so if they're not talking with respect and care for each other, they're going to keep fighting about the issues. If they can fix that and start talking with each other with more respect, then suddenly the issues get more easily resolved. If they're both working full-time and they've got 3 children under the age of 5, and maybe their income isn't quite paying the bills, those are structural issues. And until they deal with those, then it's going to put stress on their relationship. They're going to be fighting over the issues. So when you're in a conflict, it's often helpful, whether at work or in families, to understand what's causing the problem here. Is the problem really the dirty dishes in the sink, or is it how we're relating with each other? Or is it the stress that's being caused by some of the structural dimensions in our lives? So when you can understand what the source is, then you can address it more effectively.
Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for tuning in and watching Western Oregon Living. To learn more, please contact Tim Hicks, and keep watching to see what else is on Western Oregon Living.